Couples tied 20th in the Masters last week. Billy Ray, what does he have?
Well, it's right in between a 4 and a 5, John. I don't have a true indication what he has, but what I will tell you, when you stand back on this tee on the left-hand side at 195 yards, this target does not look very big for these players, and especially given the conditions right now, back into the breeze and a light rain falls right into the player's face.
Can't afford to let it go right either. If it catches the slope over there, it can go in the water very easily.
Kind of like that, John?
Just like that.
Wow. A rule if it is in place at that point in time.
I'd be a little leery of grounding my club here of that slope. But Couples, this pretty straightforward shot coming off that upslope.
So good shot by Couples there.
Years old now, any decrease in speed, and it's pretty impressive, especially in cold conditions like this where a lot of players might lose speed. Jimenez,
I think one thing would be interesting to see is how close, how he and Couples compare lengthwise off the tee as the day goes forward. We know Freddie can get it out there.
Now this is right at that bunker.
Oh, we saw Colin Montgomery back at the Greater Gwinnett Championship. Second shot for Fred Couples at the 12th.
174 yards for Couples from the right-hand side of the fairway. Hole location in the back left. I can report to you Colin Montgomery has played his second and has found the hazard up the right-hand side of the green. Couples high towering shot, good-looking line.
And Couples will have a lengthy birdie putt at 12.
Good speed, just tough to read, but makes for a pretty simple two-putt.
Big Couples going with the driver.
Yeah, trying to get up there as close as he can with that hole location just 15 paces on right in the center of the green. I think if you can keep up the right-hand side and keep it in the fairway, it's a pretty good angle. This one up the right, heavily bunkered up that side though.
Short of that last. Currently one over on his round, getting set to play his second at 13.
Yeah, he is up the right-hand side in a much better angle than which Montgomery had to come in from, but you saw how severe the downslope is. Freddie landed it short, trying to trickle it down that hill. Oh, a bit unlucky. That ball checked up. It's still going to roll down there some 12 feet away, but not as good as Montgomery's. I'd like to have seen on that second 9, and Lanny and John can tell you this also. No one really put the pressure on Bubba of having to play that second 9. And even though Bubba won by as many shots as he did, he's still unable to make birdies with the sandwich in his hand at 13 and a 9-iron at the par 5 15th. But what I looked at as I was calling golf at 15, given the hole location today here, you would like it up the right-hand side of the fairway to try to create a better angle.
Perfect drive by Fred up the right center and long.
One hole.
He is, it's always, I think, a beautiful player to watch play and watch swing the golf club. Aiming pretty far left here.
Lanny trying to hit a big cut in from the left, as you said, start at the left edge of the green and stayed right there. Not much movement on that shot whatsoever for Couples.
Couples will have a long birdie putt. Coming up with 14.
On the greens to make these balls come up well short. Even though this is back downhill, you still got to give it a good hit. And that's a perfect indication of that right there.
Red Couples on the tee, going with driver.
John, ideally, you like to take it up the right-hand side and turn it a little bit right to the left, but Couples just hits a bullet right down the center of the fairway.
Now Freddie Couples left 15. Fred Couples ready with his second.
John, if there was an issue about who hits it longer, Couples actually finally uncorked one. Talking about Jimenez and Couples. I drove him by 20 yards here, just a 124-yard wedge back up the hill for Couples, looking right down the flagstick.
It did. It got up. Took the spin. Nice shot. With Fred Couples taking a long look at this birdie putt.
It's going to take a little bit longer after watching the pace in which Montgomery's ball came down that hill. He's too just on a different side of the hole, but he too also going to have to contend with that speed as Green really pitches from back to front.
Not as severe as Augusta, but don't you think playing over there with all the slopes they had last week would help Freddie in this particular instance?
Yes, but you know, it's interesting. You talk about Augusta National. There are some sharp edges, but as you well know, a number of the hole locations there at Augusta National are ones that have that gradual slope that continues to gain pace, and this green mimics that somewhat.
Oh, well done there. Beautiful putt. Perfect pace.
That was great pace there, and just a stroke that was.
So he can have a good look at the left side of up on the left side where the hole is located.
It's 8-iron for Couples, and there's a ridge that you really can't utilize today that kind of bisects this green about 3/4 of the way through on the left-hand side.
This is the second hole in a row I've seen Freddie hit a short iron, and both times he's not aimed as far left as we've seen him in the past, and again, too much club. He hammered that thing.
The season-long race for the 2000. Second shot of Fred Couples at 16.
Yeah, he's got this ball position well back in the stance. Ball sitting where the grain and grass is going against him. Almost treating it just like a little pitch. Caught it nicely.
Boy, it pulled up quick.
Yeah,
One right at the
surprising.
flag and just really put the brakes on. Very boring.
Now Fred Couples with work left for his par at 16.
The rain continues to fall, just picking up just a bit here.
See the caddy with the umbrella. He can do that. He can keep the ball dry till Fred gets over it. He cannot have the umbrella over the player of the ball while the shot is being played.
You have to make sure from this distance, given these wet conditions we talked about, you got to make sure the pace is up here, especially on this putt. It will definitely turn back to the right if it's not moving at a high rapid pace here.
Couples gets up and down for his par at 16.
Yeah, that looked like a putt that you thought might be something in it, and Fred kept looking at, trying to see anything, and just a pretty straight putt, and I would expect Miguel's
On the tee.
Well, John, he'll definitely have to set this all up that left-hand side. Try to shape it off that bunker from left to right.
It's like that's what he's trying to do, and boy, just needs to stay out and don't get under that lip. That'll be a tough shot for Fred Couples. Bit of bother here at 17, Billy Ray.
He is in a little bother here. That ball's come to rest just underneath the bunker, and I doubt he can get this ball to the front of the green. If he does, he's going to have to use a club like an 8-iron maybe to get it just to the front edge of the green. But it's a very steep slope in front of him. I doubt that he can get it all the way there. But I've seen him pull off harder shots than this. Ball sits on the upslope. Strikes it nicely too. Oh my goodness, he carries it all the way back there. Again, I'm wrong about Couples.
Wow.
A mere mortal like
Birdie. get to
John,
2 under.
What a second shot he played at this position right here. Just didn't have this opportunity out of the left-hand bunker from the fairway. This putt is so fast coming down the hill. And a lot of respect for that speed.
Playing with Jimenez on the tee at 18.
Well, he's definitely going to have to start this spot on the left-hand side. But right at 270 yards, it hits the downslope, and he'll be able to pick up a little speed and have a decent shot at this green in 2.
Be interested to see if he can get it far enough that he gets a comfortable stance and lie to run at this thing in 2.